basketball here on WLON 1050 AM and on KTCBroadcasting.com. I'm Evan Ludwig, and joining me is Jason Sane for tonight's call of West Lincoln versus Maiden. And we want to give a shout-out to our title sponsors, Renata Auto Mall and Shelby. Our pregame show sponsor, which you're currently listening to, the Carolina Trust Bank in Lincolnton. Our halftime show will be brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet in Lincolnton. Postgame show will be brought to you by the Weston Sales and Vale in Vale again. And free throws, Eddie's Auto Parts in Lincolnton. Scoreboard, First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. And our postgame awards, Sub of the Game, sponsored by Subway, and the Player of the Game, sponsored by Specialized Transport. Now, Jason, this is the first time in a while that you've been able to watch some Lincoln County basketball, and you are an alma mater of the Rebels.
That is correct.
Now, did you play basketball here at West Lincoln?
I wrestled. My brother played basketball at West Lincoln.
Well, today West Lincoln's going to try to get back on the winning track here in conference play, as they started out conference play at 2-0, but has fallen to a 0-2 skid in conference play. They are currently 5-9 overall, and Jason, it's going to be a hard uphill battle for the Rebels if they want to make a push for the playoffs.
Yeah, anytime you start off conference play 0-2, you've set yourself up for an uphill battle, regardless of the sport or what division you may be in. You got to get 2 wins back just to be even, and then you're still not necessarily in the playoffs at that point.
Yes, and they coming off last week, the Christmas tournament, they lost to Bandy's 71-52, then beat North Lincoln in the consolation game 77-71. Then a couple nights ago, on the day before New Year's Eve, they lost to Lincolnton big time, 89-50, as Sage Surratt really lit up the place in Lincolnton a couple nights ago. And they lost a close one to West Caldwell, 64-57, earlier in the week.
64-57. That's a close game. West Caldwell, I imagine, a decent opponent. Lincoln, of course, strong basketball team. So to lose big, probably not the only team going to suffer that fate this season.
Yeah, Lincolnton has started out the year 6-0. Of course, they did not get started until later because of the playoffs, and most of their players on the football team, they've had a lot of changes with Cordell Littlejohn moving down to Georgia, one of their star players, but they still have Sage Surratt, one of the best athletes we've ever seen in Lincoln County. So they have that going for them. Now looking here at the SD7 standings, West Caldwell, who West Lincoln lost to a couple nights ago, is tied atop the conference with Lincolnton. The Warriors always have a good basketball program up in Lenoir. They are 8-3 overall. Lincolnton 8-0 overall, as they are playing tonight against Newton Conover. Maiden, the team that West Lincoln is going to face tonight, has been a quiet but good 10-2 overall, 3-1 in conference play, tied with East Lincoln for third in the conference. As Jason, it's just this SD7 conference, we've talked about how good they are in football. They seem to be almost just as good in basketball as well.
Yeah, no easy route to the playoffs in this conference without beating some good teams, other teams that if you're not already supposed to make the playoffs, then cracking the teams that are is a tough, tall order in this division.
We go down to conference. East Lincoln 3-1, 75 overall. Of course, they got a big break with Cameron Dollar coming back last week in the finals of the Christmas tournament against Mallard Creek, and that's their winter jam tournament at East Lincoln. They are not taking place in Lincoln County like the other Lincoln County schools. In fifth place, you will find West Lincoln 2-2 in conference, 5-9 overall. And Jason, we're thinking that the best shot now for West Lincoln to turn around and maybe make a run for it is if they're probably going to have to maintain a good balance of wins in conference, and then when it comes to conference tournament time, they're going to have to play their A game in order to make the playoffs, it looks like, if the way things are keep on going the way they are.
Yeah, got to need a strong showing in the tournament to have any chance of getting in.
And then we are
a good bit of conference action left, though.
Yeah, a good bit. Still a little over a month before we have the conference tournaments. And looking at the bottom of the conference here, all winless teams behind West Lincoln, Newton Conover, Bunker Hill, and Bandy's enter tonight with an 0-4 record, a combined 6 wins for those 3 teams. Bandy's has the most at 3. So that wraps up your conference standings. And, of course, tonight's games, this one right here, Maiden and West Lincoln. You can go online and watch it on KTCBroadcasting.com. 4:21 remaining in the girls' game. Maiden's girls winning 55-29 over West Lincoln right now in the fourth quarter. Also tonight, we'll have Lincolnton, Newton Conover at Newton Conover. Newton Conover, a rough year for them. Lincolnton, one of the best basketball starts that they've ever had. East Lincoln and West Caldwell, that should be an interesting one between two of the top teams in the conference. Bunker Hill at Bandy's, two of the bottom teams in the conference. And that'll do it for tonight. And, of course, for the Lincoln County schools, the other Lincoln County school, North Lincoln, is facing South Iredell tonight. So I'm looking at the past few days. Lincolnton beat Bunker Hill 87-38 off another 40-point performance for Sage Surratt. Now, Jason, how hard is that for a high school player to get 40 points in a game?
If it's your best player and you're featuring him in your offense, but from what I understand, Lincoln has a lot of height advantage, particularly in their starting five. But it's never an easy thing to score that many points in a single game, particularly if you're beating the team handily. And a lot of times your starters will sit that last quarter. So, when your best player is having that kind of game, double digits, getting up in the 30s, already dropped 55 earlier this season in a game. So when you got one guy doing that much, you're winning the game handily, or at least you can assume you are. And so they're probably not even playing a quarter of that.
And it's crazy because he came off just 4 days of practice, and then he dropped 30 against East Lincoln in his first game like it was nothing. I mean, it's just crazy to see how Sage Surratt continues to just ball out.
Yep, some people are naturally gifted athletes, and I think he puts the cerebral part with it as well, and that goes a long way towards being able to just step into any role, a new team even, just step right out there and not only lead the team, lead in scoring, offensive categories. So, didn't expect much less than that from him.
Yes, and the other scores from earlier in the week, Maiden wins the team that West Lincoln is facing tonight. They beat Bandy's 58-40. Maiden, they look like they could get a wild card spot, maybe play a dark horse in this conference, currently at 10-2 and 3-1 overall in the conference.
Yeah, things can definitely shake up with about, maybe a little over halfway conference play. You get those teams that you were talking about, 0-4, jump up and beat one of those middle teams and let you slip into the playoffs. You get to play in a team that's just desperate for a win, playing them at their place. They're in the game late. They'll just scrap up, smell blood, beat a team they're not supposed to.
Yeah, Maiden, I mean, that's kind of what the role they played in football this year, and they got some big wins over Lincolnton, most notably, one of the only two teams in the state to beat Lincolnton this year. So that's the conference standings for the SD7. Of course, we'll be going over that tonight. West Lincoln needing to get a win to stay afloat in the top half of the conference. When we come back, we're going to look at some of the rosters for both teams and talk about some of the star players for West Lincoln, including Kabian McClendon. We'll be back right after this.
When Auto Owners Insurance was founded in 1916, the world was quite different. Yet with all that's changed, our commitment to be there when you need us most hasn't. By teaming up with independent agents, we've made a difference for generations of customers, and will for generations to come. And by making a difference every day, 100 years seem to go by in a flash.
Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Mooney Insurance Agency, located at 528 East Main Street in Maiden. Call 828-428-8231. It's the best deal of the year right now at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Save big during Abernathy's pre-owned inventory blowout sale. They all gotta go. Check out the great deals on cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. Save thousands of dollars. Find out why more people buy again and again from Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln. Come experience the Abernathy advantage today at Abernathy's Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln, online at abernathychevrolet.com. It's the Big Finish 2016. Hurry in now for a great deal at your Dodge dealer. Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge in Lincoln. Get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $8,000 in savings on select new 2016 Dodge Chargers in dealer stock. But that's not all. Get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $6,400 in savings on select new Dodge Journey 2016 models in dealer stock. Come in now for all the details during the Big Finish 2016 at Abernathy Chrysler Jeep Dodge, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Back here at West Lincoln High School, home of the Rebels, you're listening to Ronaldo Automall broadcast of Lincoln County basketball here on WLON 1050 AM and KTCBroadcasting.com. And you're also listening to the Carolina Trust Bank pregame show here on WLON 1050 AM. I'm Evan Ludwig. Joining me is Jason Sane, who has been on the football broadcast. Derek Smith is not available tonight. Do want to let everyone know that if you are wondering where Shelby Crest is, that is going to be on WOHS 1390M and on the Boss 101.5. That's a video broadcast as well that you can catch on ktcbroadcasting.com. But I will tell you, I believe that game is behind schedule, as I got a text from Kevin Hastings, as he said the girls' game hasn't started when this one was at the start of the second quarter. So that one might be a little bit later than us. We've kind of gotten lucky with the times. Games have ran on as expected here at West Lincoln. And also on WCSL 1590M, Cherryville is playing at home. I believe it's against Mountain Island Charter. Let me go check. It's either against Mountain Island Charter or the Thomas Jefferson Griffons. I believe it's the Griffons, actually. And let's see. Yes, it is the Griffons of Thomas Jefferson. Cherryville's had a rough start to their season. And one of West Lincoln's wins was against Cherryville, Jason.
So managed to knock out Cherryville early this season.
Yes, I believe they swept them as well. So West Lincoln got 2 out of 5 wins from the Ironmen of Cherryville, as we got a little over a minute remaining in this girls' game, as it looks like Maiden is going to win this one pretty handedly. 57-30 is the current score with just over a minute left. And we want to go through this roster here. The roster for the West Lincoln Rebels comprises of Dalton Brooks, Rylan Franklin, Brandon Lale, Dylan Berkey, Hunter Herrick, Colby Varner, Dallas Bridges, who is the quarterback in football, Deshaun Johnson, who's the big man, 6'3", senior, Chance Gilmore, Seth Willis, who was a standout in football this year too, Christopher Hudson, Toby Campbell, and their star player, Kabian McClendon, who's averaging 19 points per game and 8 rebounds. He's all over the place when it comes to the stat sheet, Jason. And looking at some of these stats as well coming into tonight's game, as they've played 14 games overall this year. As, yes, points per game, 19.8 for McClendon. The next person up is Dalton Brooks, the senior, 14.6 points per game. And it's a pretty big drop-off after that as Dallas Bridges at 7.4. I mean, West Lincoln only averages 56.9 points per game in basketball. That's usually not a good recipe for success when you score that much per game.
No, asking too much of your defense at that point.
And the Maiden Blue Devils do not have statistics for them, but their roster goes as this. A very young roster, only 4 seniors. A lot of sophomores and juniors in this roster. Caleb McDaniel, Peyton Rowe, Dylan Richardson, Stephen Lisk, Josh Coulter, Mika Harrington, Hunter Moore, Luke Laney, I was about to say Longley, Luke Boheimer, and Logan Hensel, Michael Cook, and Avery Boyles, as this team is coached by Danny Anderson. The coach for West Lincoln is David Hansel. So Danny Anderson, the coach of the Blue Devils, has been doing a good job this year to get them off to a 10-2 start. And Jason, as we've always seen in any sport, a good start always is a recipe for success.
Yeah, you get out on the right foot as opposed to having to make adjustments. It goes out the gate, things are working. You don't really have to make changes and try to find something that works. Hopefully you can find a little success, make it more successful rather than looking for something that works.
Yeah, and I mean, West Lincoln can attest to a good start in football at least. They got off to a very good start and then, didn't end on the best of notes, but they were able to make the playoffs for the first time in a couple of years. So good starts can do a lot for a team, especially in this conference of the SD7. Once again tonight, Maiden West Lincoln, that's coming up. 9 seconds remaining in the girls' game, as it looks like the final is going to be 57-32. Maiden's girls winning tonight, as the girls' team for Maiden's been pretty good the past few years. So they're going to check up the shot last minute. A foul with 0.8 seconds remaining in this game. Maiden will go to the line and win this one handedly. Over 20-point win for them tonight. As in case you're wondering why there is a basketball game here on WLON 1050 AM tonight, a lot of games have been moved up because the world is ending here in the South, Jason. As we all know what it's like when we get 1 inch of snow. It's terrifying here in North Carolina.
That's right. Got to go out and buy bread and milk. That way you get snowed in, you can have a milk sandwich.
I've never had that. Have you?
No, it's not a thing, I don't believe.
That'd be one of the weirdest things ever. But, yeah, I've seen a lot of photos at Harris Teeter's, Walmart's, just packed with people and trying to get groceries. It's incredible.
Yeah, and you'll be able to go to the store at any point.
Yeah.
Other than right when it happens. Be a bad idea. Other than that.
That would be a bad idea. Yeah, they're expecting to come tonight here or tomorrow night, excuse me. That's when the winter weather was supposed to be coming in. So everyone in this area jumped on the opportunity to have the game played on a Thursday, and that's why we're here tonight at West Lincoln High School. And we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll be ready for tip-off and introductions as well, right here on WLON 1050 AM and KTCBroadcasting.com.
He's back. The local friendly dentist, Dr. Robert Truman Cloninger, has resumed his popular practice in Lincoln. All his friends and patients are so excited to have this beloved man back doing their dental work. Dr. Robert Truman Cloninger is located, as always, at 910 Doncha Drive in Lincoln. For details or an appointment, call 704-735-3014. For a relaxed atmosphere and a personable dentist everyone can talk to and relate to, come see the local friendly dentist. He's back, Dr. Robert Truman Cloninger of Lincolnton. And see Truman for emergency dental extractions.
Doctor, what's wrong with my husband?
Let's take a look. CKDKDS Macron. Oh, yes, I've seen this before. Your husband has coyote fever.
Coyote fever?
Yes, he's obviously learned of the hot deals going on now at your local coyote tractor dealer.
Is this serious?
Very serious. Now is the best time to buy one of the best-selling tractors on the market. If you care at all about your husband, you'll drive him over to the coyote dealer now. Oh, and I'm writing you a prescription for great deals on all implements, too.
Your Coyote dealer is West End Sales, Highway 1827 intersection in Vail.
The voice of Woody Durham calling the Hills games brought bright smiles to the faces of Tar Heel fans everywhere. Dr. John L. Cloninger III of Lincolnton will brighten your smiles with professional cosmetic dentistry and smile enhancement procedures for everyone. Even Duke fans will smile at the work of this Tar Heel. The office of Dr. John L. Cloninger III is located at 904 Doncha Drive. For an appointment, call 704-735-0765. That's 704-735-0765. And John III says best wishes to all high school athletes. Engineering great smiles, that's the goal at Dr. Paul H. Cloninger Family and Cosmetic Dentistry in Cherryville. Dr. Cloninger can fix those ill-fitting dentures and partials by surgically placing dental implants as a means of stability and support. 3D imaging assists the doctor in properly designing and placing an implant for you. Dental implant consultations are free. Call for an appointment at 704-435-6916. That's 704-435-6916. Or visit our website at paulcloningerdentistry.com.
It's the Subway Sub of the Day. Each day of the week, you get a different 6-inch sub for just $3.50. Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub. Tuesday, the oven roasted chicken sub. Wednesday, the turkey breast sub. Thursday, the Italian BMT sub. Friday, the tuna sub. Saturday, the Black Forest ham sub. And Sunday, the meatball marinara sub. Your choice, just $3.50. The Sub of the Day from Subway in Boulder City and the Walmart in Lincolnton.
The Polaris New Year's sales event is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports at 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Come in now for special rebates of up to $2,000 on the Polaris RZR. But that's not all. Get low 3.99% financing for up to 36 months on the new Polaris Rangers. So come on out and save big during the Polaris New Year's sales event. Located at 100 Indian Walk, exit 22 off I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You don't pull a mask off an old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim.
Drew, this new city just makes me miss home, man.
Go get a sweet tea from McDonald's. They make it fresh, sweet, and it's icy cold, just like your mom's.
But I miss home.
Oh, so you miss your mom telling you to make sure your room's clean? Or
close the fridge, Ryan, and stop letting all the cool air out. Or turn them lights off.
All right, got it. The sweet tea is just right. But you know I'm going to tell my mom you got jokes.
No, don't.
This is no joke. Stop by McDonald's and get a large sweet tea for just $1 all summer long. Large sweet tea, just $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
Get the cutting edge. Get the commercial grade with Kubota's new Z700 series, Commercial Zero Turn Mower. that raises the bar for quality, durability, precision, and all-around value from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. No other mower in its class even comes close. Cut with the best. Cut with the Kubota Z700 with a comprehensive 2-year warranty. See Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain. Ask for the new Kubota Z700. The lowest prices on quality automobiles just got lower at Milholland Automotive in Lincoln. Milholland Automotive in Lincoln is having a year-end clearance sale. Prices have been slashed on every unit in stock. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle. At Milholland Automotive in Lincoln, you get 1.9% financing with approved credit, and they are the king of zero money down, plus a warranty on every vehicle. Milholland Automotive, 423 West Main Street in Lincoln, online at milhollandautomotive.com. Write the date down. Friday, January 20th. Yes, that's Inauguration Day. But it's more than that. On Friday, January 20th, in celebration of the inauguration of our new president, Donald Trump, Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail will offer everyone free breakfast. That's right, free breakfast for all from 7 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. Dine-in only. Free breakfast sandwiches, free breakfast plate, plus free beverage with every order. You need no money. Some items not included. That's Friday, January 20th, 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 West and Highway 274 intersection in Vail.
I said where I come from.
Back here at West Lincoln High School, Renato Armall broadcast of Lincoln County basketball here on WLON 1050 AM and KTCBroadcasting.com. This is the Carolina Trust Bank pregame show. Evan Ludwig, Jason Sane joining along with you for tonight's action of West Lincoln versus the Maiden Blue Devils. And Jason, what's your first impression of some of these guys out here on the court for both teams?
Well, some of the just looking at them warm up, it's always hard to tell, but I think they might have a little bit of height. Seen a few people jumping. You're not allowed to dunk during warm-ups, but you can always tell which ones can because they'll all but dunk it. And I've seen a good handful of the Maiden players. They're getting up above the rim.
Yeah, and
I've seen a few more buckets go down. So haven't really watched West Lincoln warm up very much. They're still going through their stretching layups.
And West Lincoln currently 5th in conference play coming into this game, 2-2 overall. Started conference play at 2-0, but have fallen to two great teams in Lincolnton and West Caldwell. West Caldwell, they lost 64-57, and Maiden has started the year 2-0, 3-1 in conference play, 10-2 overall. Real good start for the Blue Devils as they look to be a dark horse in this conference. Won Tuesday against Bandy's 58-40. As we've said, this conference is very tough here, especially in the top half. 3 teams in this conference are winless, but the top 5 teams in this conference are very good. West Lincoln going to try and hang on and contend in this conference as we've got a crowd here, pretty good crowd here for Thursday night. Of course, this was a late decision here made yesterday to have this game Thursday night instead of Friday night because of the ongoing winter storms.
Well, not quite ongoing just yet, pending winter storms.
Yeah, we're expected, I believe, to get about 2 or 4 inches, if I'm heard correctly.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. We're going to get some snow. And,
maybe some ice. Already seen the salt here in Lincoln County all over the place from Denver to Vail with all the salt, that is. As Dustin Day is going to be our cameraman for tonight's game. Want to welcome him aboard here. Another West Lincoln alumni.
He did play basketball.
He did play basketball. Dustin Day did not play in this gym. This is the newer gym. Got to go down the hall to go to the old gym to where West Lincoln used to play. They got this gym about 10 years ago. It's a very nice gym, and unlike a lot of gyms, it's very cool here where we're sitting at. The air conditioner really works in this basketball gym, which is something that these players and these fans aren't really used to, Jason.
Yeah, definitely not. But just a second ago, you said Dustin Day's player. I knew he was good. I had to double check with him. Yeah, he was actually MVP when we played co-MVPs with Chad Lenhart. I think you know Chad. Some of our listeners are bound to as well. But yeah, I did recall him being quite good. Yeah. Sure enough, he was MVP when he played here.
And
that was back in 2000.
And wow, 2000 started a
been that
century.
long.
As we are here in 2017, this is the first broadcast we've done of high school sports in 2017, and it hopefully will be a good one here as both teams are starting to end their warm-ups and about to go to their benches to be introduced by the PA announcer here to start this game. Maiden looks like they're going to be in all blue tonight with white on the sides. West Lincoln appears to be in all white with red lettering and numbering. As everyone's taking off their warm-up jerseys, and Jason, we're going to take it down court to hear the introductions for tonight's game.
We are pleased to welcome you to the campus of West Lincoln High School in today's game. Good sportsmanship is a major focus of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. West Lincoln High School encourages and promotes sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. Profanity and other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated on grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please note that Lincoln County school campuses are tobacco-free. No tobacco products of any kind will be tolerated on school grounds. This includes cigarettes, chewing tobacco, snuff, and smokeless tobacco. Failure to adhere to these guidelines will be cause for removal from school grounds. Please help us to support our school policy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, West Lincoln High School welcomes you to tonight's game between the Maiden Blue Devils and your West Lincoln Rebels. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for the visiting Maiden Blue Devils. Number 2, Peyton Rowe. Number 3, Dylan Richardson. Number 13, Micah Harrington. Number 20, Hunter Moore. And number 55, Avery Moore. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your West Lincoln Rebels. Starting at guard, a senior, number 1, Dalton Brooks. At forward, a sophomore, number 12, Hunter Herrick. At forward, a senior, number 20, Dallas Bridges. At center, a sophomore, number 30, Seth Willis. And at guard, a junior, number 35, Kabian McClendon. The Rebels are coached by David.
And that is the starting lineups for tonight's game. Once again, the starters for Maiden, number 55, Avery Boyles, number 13, Micah Harrington, number 3, Dylan Richardson, along with number 20, Hunter Moore, and number 2, Peyton Rowe. The starters for West Lincoln, number 12, Hunter Herrick, number 1, Dalton Brooks, number 30, Seth Willis, number 20, Dallas Bridges, and number 35, Kabian McClendon. And McClendon wins the jump ball here, and we are now underway. McClendon going to take it up from the top of the key, going to pass it to Dallas Bridges on the right side. Bridges going to get it inside, and now it's McClendon to Dalton Brooks. Dalton Brooks takes a three, and it's no good. Rebounded by Bridges. And now McClendon looking to the right, going to bounce it to Dalton Brooks. Takes another three. This time it sinks in, and it's good. Three-pointer to start the ball game for the West Lincoln Rebels. Now Maiden's going to take it up. They're looking inside. Pump fake for number 2. Number 13 looking inside. He's going to pass it out to number 20. Now it's going to be a fake three-pointer at the top of the key. And now Peyton Rowe going to get it back from Dylan Richardson. Rowe trying to get it inside. Now he's going to pass it out to the right. Swing pass here and a foul travel, actually. So that's going to be a turnover. First turnover on the ball game, and that's going to be on the Maiden Blue Devils. Now McClendon's going to take it up. He's going to go to the left side. Going to pass it to number 12, Hunter Herrick. Herrick in some trouble as his zone defense here. He's going to pass it into Dallas Bridges. Knight near the baseline. Then McClendon's going to pass it out to Dalton Brooks. Brooks takes another three, bounces off the iron. No good. Rebound is loose. McClendon will take it almost at midcourt. And McClendon's going to pass it out to Dalton Brooks. He's going to take another three. His fourth attempt. No good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils.
He seems to like that spot. He seems like he would maybe find the rhythm from there.
Shot is no good. An air ball by the Blue Devils. And just like that, West Lincoln will take it back. McClendon's going to take it up, and he's going to get it to Hunter Herrick. Herrick getting some pressure. Now Dallas Bridges getting it, and now it's going to be Seth Willis. Gets the basket, but it'll be called as a turnover traveling on the play on the baseline.
Yeah, he just didn't quite get that first foot moving before he caught the pass, or he would have been okay. He waited till after he caught it, then took his 2 steps. They don't allow that.
Now Hunter Herrick going to pass it to McClendon. Dalton Brooks going to take another three. Airballed. It's going to be rebounded by the Blue Devils. Number 13, Mika Harrington. As number 2, Peyton Rowe trying to get it inside but won't. He'll pass it out and he'll get the ball back from Dylan Richardson. And now Richardson gets the ball. He'll take a three for himself. Bounces off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Seth Willis. And Dallas Bridges will pass it to McClendon before they go to half court here. And he'll take a shot up himself. Rolls off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Harrington. He's going to pass it to Peyton Rowe as they go across half court. Still a 3-0 lead for the Blue Devils. Almost 3 minutes in and goes through the baseline. Dylan Richardson, easy basket for him. It's a 3-2 ball game now.
Gather it back in. It's Dallas Bridges. Trap now. Out to Brooks. Fires for 3 and connects.
Already taken about 6 attempts tonight from behind the arc. All of them from behind the arc. Has connected on 2. That's now a 6-2 lead for the Rebels of West Lincoln.
All from the same general spot on the court as well.
And now Harrington up top. He's going to pass it to Richardson. Back to Harrington on the right side behind the arc. Doesn't really know what to do. He's going to pass it to the right. And a travel called on number 20, Hunter Moore. Tried to pump fake that there.
Didn't agree with the call, but must have shuffled his feet before he put it on the ground. So Bridges, I believe, is official 2 for 6. All from the right wings where he likes to shoot his three-pointers from. At least that's where all 6 attempts have come from. Kind of off the right block, or right wing, excuse me, but from three-point range.
And the ball is out of bounds. It will be
there, can't kick the ball. McClendon gets the ball underneath and lays it in for 2.
McClendon going to be a big factor in tonight's game. Has averaged over 19 points per game this year for the Rebels. Has taken it up the court is Caleb McDaniel. He's going to pass it to number 30. That is Logan Henschel. And now number 11's got it. He's going to pass it out to number 23, Luke Laney. So we've seen some substitutions here for the Blue Devils. a little over halfway through the first quarter here at West Lincoln, a 8-2 lead for the Rebels. As it's going to go inside for the Blue Devils. Going to now kick it back out. And number 33 is going to pass it to number 30. That is Henschel. And now it's going to be passed to McDaniel. Back to McDaniel from Henschel. They're playing hot potato with the ball. Henschel's now going to go inside, pump fakes. Now it gets a floater, no good. Rebounded by Dallas Bridges. Fighting for the rebound are the Blue Devils, and it's going to be a foul on the Blue Devils.
Some good ball movement there by Maiden, but didn't really ever get the look that they wanted offensively. Unable to turn it into points and end up fouling Bridges on the rebound. McClendon brings the ball up for West Lincoln.
He's going to pass it to number 12, and now it's going to be to Dalton Brooks. Double teamed there. Back to Hunter Herrick, and Dalton Brooks takes another three. It's good. It's a trio of threes here for West Lincoln and Dalton Brooks. It's a 11-2 lead, and now faking a three-point here is Dellinger, and he's going to pass it out. Swing pass here from across the court to number 11, Josh Coulter. It's going to be a floater by number 1, Caleb McDaniel. This time the floater goes in. It's the first points in a while here for the Blue Devils.
Assist there. Clinton to Bridges. Bridges out to Herrick. Herrick fires from 3 off the mark.
And it looks like
foul on the rebound.
It looks like it's going to be on Seth Willis.
Trying to come over the back to get that one. So did come away with the ball, just not allowed to keep it.
And a timeout called here at West Lincoln. We're going to take a quick timeout and be right back.
It's cornbread and chicken where I come from.
Renato Automall in Shelby is happy to announce their Christmas Families promotion again this year. You can help bring a little joy to a family less fortunate this holiday season. Just bring your non-perishable food items and unwrapped toys to Renato Automall and drop them off before December the 19th. They will be distributed to underprivileged families in our area. You can make a difference in someone's Christmas this year. Let's fill up a GMC Sierra pickup full of toys and non-perishable food items. Again, be sure to drop them off before December the 19th at Renato Automall, 4423 Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
No, it's on there again.
And back here at West Lincoln High School, 11-4 lead here for the West Lincoln Rebels early on over the Blue Devils. Maiden's got the ball. It's going to be passed to Caleb McDaniel, and now it's going to be swung to Logan Henschel. Pass back to Dellinger. Almost lost control of it. Now going to Henschel once again. Henschel pump fakes it, and he's going to be called for a travel. Quite a few travels early on here, Jason.
That's right. Got to put the ball on the ground if you're going to move with it.